to my surprise, like, it was honestly crazy, this turnaround, but like the same day, a few hours later, I had a reply, and I was honestly just so shocked, but shocked in a very good way. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I literally just got home and I was like, I want to film a Q&A. I asked you guys some questions on my Instagram last week just because, you know, I felt like we needed a catch up. I've got this new freelance job and I knew you guys would have a lot of questions like about this new job, because although I have been talking about it in my most recent videos, like I haven't actually sat down and formally kind of introduced what it is. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm just gonna be, you know, chatting with you guys. Feel free to get a hot drink. I've literally just brushed my teeth, so I'm not gonna be drinking a hot drink right now. I feel like I have quite a few questions to get through. The first question is, I guess, what all of you guys want to really know. It was probably the most common question. So what are you doing exactly in what type of field? As I said, a lot of you guys asked this question in many ways, but I'm a content writer and I have said that I am writing videos for a YouTuber and I am freelance, so it's very flexible at the moment. It might change, but yeah, that's my specific role. My job, as I said, kind of involves, well, it does involve writing these scripts, but before I do that I need to do some research and, you know, work out what's going to go into the script. Making a good script, like a really fun and engaging script that is clear, not too overwhelming, that is accurate. It's actually really hard. Like, I have been a YouTuber myself, but I've rarely scripted videos for my channel. If you've watched any of them, well, a lot of them are vlogs, so I don't script them. For my sit down videos, rarely I have scripted them. I've scripted more videos for my By Holly G channel, but I've never really thought too much about scripting. So I guess you could say I'm new to this, even though I've been in the industry for a very long time. And I mean, that's not to say that I'm not familiar with scripting videos. It's just that, you know, when you unpick YouTube video scripting, it's like a really crazy process. And as I said, it's very difficult, but I'm really, you know, like enjoying the challenge. And you know, I'm working within a team at the moment, which is amazing, and to be like receiving feedback and stuff, it's great because I'm learning so much and I'm learning quickly. Related to this question, yeah, this directly relates. What term describes your current job? Like if you were to search such job, I don't know why I'm reading this so slowly. What term describes your current job? Like if you were to search such job on vacancy websites. My job title, as I said, I guess it would be content writer and researcher. Science writer and researcher maybe, but it's specifically content, and it does heavily involve like science research. So I am reading papers, pulling stuff from studies, making that easy to digest in a video format, so I have to script that properly. Is it related to my degree? No, I'd say like it's not directly related to my degree, no, because you know, I did like biology, cancer biology for my master's. It was very molecular, cellular, stuff like that. The studies I'm reading are definitely not those, but I am, as I said, like, I feel like I've got some dry skin. Yeah, I feel like it is, however, indirectly related to my degree, because without like my background in science and having read a lot of papers, I wouldn't be able to easily go through the research studies that I'm currently looking at. Although they're in like different kind of fields, I know what I'm looking for in a study and I know how to go through them quite quickly. But then obviously I have to do research that goes beyond scientific papers. Like it's not as if I'm just reading papers for the research. I'm reading articles online, listening to podcasts, which is so cool that I can do that. As you guys probably know, I listen to podcasts most days. And yeah, to say that I can do that for my job is just like really cool. So yeah, I get research from loads of different sources and I collate it into my notes and then I write the script. I feel like mom is gonna come to my room. Let's wait. 3, 2, 1, there'll be a knock. Hello?
Right, yeah, I walked straight into a...
Hello?
Oh, are you speaking to me?
I'm filming a video.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I've had to get onto Marks, plus it's like...
Is it a scam?
Yeah, apparently it's a scam. And I'm thinking, what? Then it was trying to, sort of, thought it was trying to do it again. And I'm thinking, well, and then it's telling him phone this number. Because they said, well, you'd like us to block the card. I said, well, if I don't, because it's been noted and stopped, is that what? They said, no, because now the company has got your details.
It's probably a phishing attack.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Mum's been scammed.
No, that's a bit of fun.
I think Mum was trying to get a £3 kettle. To be honest with you, I was going to get the £3 kettle as well. But apparently it was a scam. Yeah, how did you find the job? Sorry. But Mum's telling the story to Emily. She loves telling stories. Like, Mum is the storyteller of the household. I don't know if that's all mums, but Mum loves doing that. End of summer, basically. Got home from Asia, was not tanned at all. Yeah, context. I was very lost because, like, I just didn't know where I was going with my channel, with my brand. I had other changes sort of go on to do with my work, and let's just say I was in a fine position, but, you know, times had been better. So yeah, Angelo and I, my boyfriend, if you didn't know, we were in London, and we were just on one of our walks in London, and we're always chatting. We have these really deep conversations, and, you know, I was just like talking about the fact that I felt like I needed something else in my life. I've said this before in videos, but like, I didn't like the pressure of having everything relying on me, and I felt like I wanted to like put more of my skills and knowledge into practice, and I could see myself working for different people that, like, you know, really inspired me, and a lot of those people are like in the creator space, and I wanted this very specific job role, which I know in an ideal world doesn't always happen. Like, you can be like, I want this dream job, but it might not exist, or you might not be able to actually get into that. However, you know, I wasn't like in a situation where I desperately needed something. I did have time to explore the job market, see what was out there, and that's around the time when I was like, okay, I'm gonna create a LinkedIn profile. I've never really used LinkedIn before, but I was like, I may as well. I didn't do any networking. I was just kind of like looking to see what was out there and to see if there was anything that kind of matched my description of what I'd like to do. I came across a few jobs that were like content writing. Some of them, like, they were so rare, but like some of them were like science writing for content creators or YouTubers, but the reality is, and the bottom line is, that there weren't very many. So what I decided to do was, and I have said this before, as I said, I basically cold called? I sent a cold message. I didn't email, it was a message on Instagram, and I was like, you know, I have nothing to lose. I kind of thought that they would not reply at all, but I sent this message, and looking back, it was a very formal message. It was like, you know, sort of as if I was writing a cover letter for a job application, when, you know, I guess an Instagram DM is a bit more, you know, lighthearted and fun, but I was like, no, I'm going to send this message, and I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. I'm gonna say why I'm looking for it, what I think I could bring to their team, what I think I could do, and as I said, I basically put forward this idea of the job role that I kind of knew they would have in their team, but I didn't know who did it specifically, whether they were looking for someone. And yeah, I was like, why not? And I was planning to also send a message to like someone else who I thought I could do something similar for, but I just sent the one first of all just to see how that went, and to my surprise, like, it was honestly crazy, this turnaround, but like the same day, a few hours later, I had a reply to my message, and I was like, are you serious? Like, they've picked it up that quickly? I was honestly just so shocked, but shocked in a very good way, and the reply was also so positive. Now, 3 months later, basically, I am now working this job, or I've just started, you know, doing this. I've been doing it for like 3 weeks now, but it took a long time, and I knew it was going to take a long time because I knew that the business and the team, they were having some changes. They needed to, you know, work their stuff out before they took on someone new, and obviously, you know, I just reached out to them. They didn't have this role advertised anywhere. I was trying not to get my hopes up too much because I knew that something, or it may not actually happen, you know, it may have turned out that they didn't need anyone when they, you know, worked out their stuff within the team. So yeah, I kept my hopes at a medium level, we could say, and, you know, when everything like went well, obviously, like, I'm super happy. Do you ever go into the office? It's good for development. Now, as I'm currently freelance, it's entirely remote and online, and I work very flexibly, but it may like progress into something that's more like permanent. I don't know. I'm just taking things day by day, step by step. And yeah, are you enjoying it? I've said this a lot in my vlogs, but honestly, I am loving it. I'm also learning so much as well. Like, I learn a lot these days from podcasts. That's probably one of my #1 sources of information when I learn new things. But because I am now like reading books or like summaries of books, and I'm watching videos and reading stuff that I wouldn't otherwise read, I'm just like broadening my knowledge horizons, and it's really fun. Like, lifelong learning has always been something I've aspired to do in my whole life. Before doing this freelance role, or before taking this on, I sometimes struggled, or I just, you know, didn't find the time to do it because I had other things to do, and it wasn't necessarily work for me to just sit and read a paper for fun. So I wasn't learning as much as I would have liked to. But now, like, I'm definitely learning so much. I'm just loving the whole process, working with other people, seeing it come together. Like, a video that I've scripted has already been edited and gone live, and it was so cool to see that. Do you prefer being employed instead of freelance? I've never been employed. Like, well, the only time I was employed was when I was basically a child in Billy Elliot. I was employed to be in the musical for, well, no, yeah, I was employed. So yeah, that's years and years ago, and since then I've not been employed by anyone else. I work for myself and always have done, and I have my own business and stuff. But yeah, I'm currently freelance, and the thing with freelance is, you know, it still has a level of uncertainty, and I have to like tally up my hours and stuff. I think it would be really cool, and it would be nice to have that safety net of being like employed, even if it's, you know, part-time employment, which is something I really like. But, you know, at the moment, as I said, I'm just taking it step by step, and at the moment it's totally fine for me to be freelance because I have like complete flexibility still, but I do still have deadlines, and so I'm able to create structure in my life around those deadlines. How do you deal with counting your hours? Like, I find it stressful because I don't want to seem lazy / slow, but equally feel I deserve to be paid the time I need. This is the thing with freelance work. I feel like it makes sense to answer the question, which I feel like I saw this question about the pay or something. Yeah, how does the payment work? So I essentially just tally up the hours that I work, and then I have an amount or a rate per hour, and I invoice the team or the company or whatever. But yeah, in terms of freelance, so that is a dilemma because it's based on trust, essentially. Like, I have to tally my own hours, I have to keep track of that, and I tell them how many hours I work, and they pay me for it. You know, like, I've asked how long things should take, so I have a sort of guide. But I know that, you know, like, when there's feedback and where changes need to be made to a script and stuff like this, and I need to do extra work, like, it's probably going to go above and beyond how long it should take. And sometimes I feel bad because, exactly as one of you guys said, like, you don't want to seem really slow. But I know that if I want to do something to a high enough standard, and to do something really well and thoroughly, and having done a lot of research and put a lot of effort and thought into the script, you need to be truthful. Like, I and I kind of have already done this, like, I will say a number of hours that's a bit less because, I don't know, like, part of me is just scared of, you know, seeming that I'm taking too long. But I know that in the hours that I do work, like, I'm working so hard, and I think I just need to be truthful and stop overthinking it, to be honest with you, which I am very good at doing. But there's another thing with, like, freelance role, and in this kind of like creative role, or this more creative role, I often find myself like thinking about things, or like thinking about ways I could structure the script, or like convey a point sort of thing. And that's me like in the gym doing that. You know, is that work? I don't tally that, but technically it is. So that is, I think, the biggest downside of freelance for me. But as I said, I'm very content at the moment. That is what I'm realizing, and I think you should be aware of that if you are going into a freelance role. Like, yes, you do have flexibility, but you have to keep a track of everything, and you will be faced with that sort of dilemma in your head. The last kind of worky question is how many hours per day, how many hours per day do you work? This like varies, honestly, it really does. But the last video on my channel, which is an 8-hour workday routine, is me working for like 8 hours sort of thing. But it really does depend, and that structure and that routine is not something I follow every single day. Some days I work more than that, less than that. I work at different times. I do things differently in my days. But yeah, for me, like Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, sometimes Thursdays, they're all pretty similar. I occasionally will work weekends, just do some editing and stuff for my sort of channel, but I'm trying not to overwork myself, and I know that I am increasing my hours working again. Like towards the end of last year, the start of this year, I kind of felt like I wasn't that busy, and I enjoy being busy. So I'm in the process of just like leveling things up, building things back up again, and hopefully reaching like a sustainable level of or amount of work in each day within my weeks. This is kind of a random one, but why don't you keep the early bird routine like before? Okay, so if you've watched some of my study videos, especially when I was at Cambridge, I would get up at like 6, 7 a.m. at the latest usually, and I'd go to bed at like 11 p.m. So I had very, very long working days, and you know, I was kind of this like morning person. I was an early bird. I woke up and, you know, yeah, I was very motivated to get up in the morning. Let's just say I've fallen out of that routine. Ever since like leaving Cambridge, I would say I have struggled to wake up that early again. I feel like in me doing it for so long, for 3 years straight in a very high stress environment, it just put me off wanting to get up early. But at the same time, there is another half of me that knows that waking up early is so nice. The calmness, the stillness, the fact that, you know, a lot of other people aren't awake and you can just get stuff done and I am productive is a beautiful thought, and I love that idea. But there's just something that just pins me to my bed at the moment. Like I genuinely can't get up, and as I said, ever since leaving Cambridge, it's gone harder and harder to get back into the early bird routine. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because I'm equally productive in the evenings. Like I would say I'm a bit of both, but I just love my bed too much at the moment, and like it's really hard to wake up. I honestly don't know why, and part of me has thought that, you know, I haven't been able to get up because I haven't had like these like kind of stressful deadlines or these things, you know, like almost pushing me to wake up, these pushes and these pulls. So yes, when I've had external things that have helped me create this early bird routine, and as I said, now that I'm getting back into things and I have this freelance role that may become something more than a freelance role, I feel like I will adopt an earlier routine again. I had this ad come up recently. It was like this alarm clock that runs away from you, so you have to run after it to turn it off. But my problem is I'll just turn off the alarm and go back to bed. Like, does anyone else do that, or is it just me? Next question, are you still running? Yes, in the grand scheme of things I am still running. I don't ever see myself not running, but I do have this slight niggle minor injury at the moment. Well, it's kind of like a 2-in-1 injury. I've been seeing a physio. As I said, it was kind of like a calf strain in combination with a slight stress reaction in my shin bone, my tibia, which wasn't great, but I caught it early. So yeah, good things and bad things. I've been cycling a lot recently, like a lot, and that's probably why I have a flat tire. But yeah, doing some cross training and also fixing a lot of strength still, but I will be back running hopefully very soon, I should say, and I said this in a weekly vlog, but I'm now not doing London Marathon. I'm deferring to 2025. On that topic, do you have any running goals for this year? So as I said, I would have had London in April, so in about a month's time. My goal for this year with running is to run purely just for the enjoyment of it, like get back into a consistent routine, not like go crazy and train for something intense like a big long marathon or like an ultra. I need a base again. I need consistent mileage and volume so that when I do have a race to work towards, I can springboard off that. That is what I've been missing, this consistent base for a long time. Having said that, I do have a race booked for like summertime, a 10k. So yes, there is one race that I am doing for sure this year. Whether or not I set a PB, I don't know. And to be honest with you, I mean, I say I don't care right now, but I know that the competitive side of me and my ego will maybe try and get the better of me, but you know, I don't know. A 10k race is the only thing on the cards right now. Are you still planning on doing a podcast is the next question. The answer is yes, but I've had to postpone things because I'm busier now with like other things, this new freelance role, and I was so close, and I mean so close, to filming some. Like, I've sent emails to some of you guys have replied to me, and I had, you know, things planned, dates planned, but I just had to keep postponing it, and I hate doing that. The main reason was because I didn't know how to film it. It would obviously be like a remote video call, but I didn't know how to film that so it would actually be decent quality, and I think that is what was holding me back. I just hadn't worked out the logistics of it, and I didn't have the time to fully sort it out before, you know, I got busy with other things. So the answer is yes, I am still planning to do it, but I don't know when at this point. Like, I really don't. And yeah, I guess I just want to focus on one thing at a time and not spread the jam too thin, which I'm really good at doing. I want to do like fewer things really well. The last two questions I'm going to answer. So, are you still reading fiction books? The answer right now is no. I'm more so reading like non-fiction stuff, but it's for kind of work purposes. But yeah, one day I will get back into reading. I'm pretty sure. Do you think you'll end up living away from home again, traveling or moving out? This one is a big question mark. Like, I really don't know with this one. My travel bug still hasn't really come back. Like, after Asia, I lost my travel bug. I didn't think I'd ever lose it, but I lost it just because I think we'd been away for 3 months and I started to get quite homesick. Getting home from Asia, I was like, I do not want to go anywhere for like the foreseeable future, and I've stayed at home. But I know that it is slowly coming back, and I do still want to travel and see places. Whether or not though I go somewhere for an extended period again, I really don't know. Like, that is something that, yes, is on the cards. I'm not going to fully close that door, but I just don't know. I'm happy being open, but I know that I just have my goals, or the goals that I set myself, or I've set myself at the moment, are just all kind of in the UK. As you guys know, if you've watched my videos over the past 3 years, I've been very into traveling, but yeah, I feel like I'm happy right now with what's going on. But yeah, thank you to you guys for sending in the questions on Instagram. I apologize if you don't follow me on Instagram, you may have not been able to send in questions, but yeah, I hope the questions have spoken for a lot of you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely like it if you did. Comment down below, as I said, subscribe if you are new, and hit the bell so you know when I upload. And yeah, as always, I will leave you with any bloopers there were from this video, and speak to you very soon in another video. Bye guys! So I don't know how I really got onto this when the question is not really related to that. Hits the nail on the head, kind of, so the nail goes in the straightest. I don't even know if that made sense. My hair is actually so like long. Just got home on the train from London this morning, rode home on a flat tire. Don't advise doing that. My camera is broken. Okay, I feel like I never have a functioning camera, but like the lens doesn't fully open, and I feel like I just sat there for 20 minutes before the camera died with it like not fully open. I already need to close the blind because the exposure is gonna keep changing otherwise. Is my hair okay? No, let's not do that. Where is the question? Oh yeah,